whilst much of the stuff we see in the press about glyphosate is undoubtedly scaremongering about the level of danger it presents, it is still a very powerful poison and should be handled with care. Contamination of the user and of the environment is a serious concern with any agrochemical. We only want to get the liquid where it actually needs to go, and that is definitely not on the user. There are three main sources of contamination that occur when operating any sprayer. Number one, fine droplets will drift off target, and they also represent a risk of respiratory contamination for the sprayer operator. Number two, large droplets or overspraying will result in runoff and the potential contamination on clothing and the surrounding environment. And number three, the potential for operator contamination when sprayers are refilled or the glyphosate is mixed with water to dilute it. Now, all three sources of contamination are greatly reduced when using CDA/ULV spraying. Firstly, fine droplets are almost entirely eliminated by the nature of the CDA sprayer. There are almost no fine droplets present, and all the spray consists of a very narrow band of drop sizes, unlike conventional sprayers which have heavier and smaller drops mixed in. This eliminates almost entirely any risk of drift and respiratory contamination. Runoff contamination is also eliminated. Because neat glyphosate is applied at very, very low flow rates, there's almost nothing to actually run off. Used properly, almost all the chemical will stick to the target plant with no wastage. And finally, the Mancast sprayer will need to be refilled about 4 times less than conventional sprayers on a typical spraying day. And because it uses neat glyphosate, there's actually no need for mixing. This dramatically reduces any user contamination risk due to refilling and mixing. This has all been scientifically tested. A study in 2004 found that CDA spraying reduced operator exposure significantly, with the amounts of potential fluid being inhaled being 130 times less than with conventional sprayers. And reductions on the samples of PPE that were tested, reductions on there for clothing contamination of up to a factor of about 10. So if operator contamination is a concern, then switching to CDA/ULV sprayers is a really, really good idea.